Hey Leo, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't. Check your other major placements if we don't connect storylines or wavelengths on this one, or even if we do. And I'm going to check the Oracle decks for an intuitive vibe of where we're going here. And then we'll move on to the Tarot of Mystical Moments for a more traditional tarot spread. So, what do we have for Leo today? A little, that was a quiet card about quiet cards. We got Trust the Niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? You've got a little hunch about something. That can be a difficult card because if you're prone to anxiety, those little hunches can blow up. And what little hunch? Oh my gosh, what little hunch is it? But there should be a sense of calm with a little niggle. It's just trying to, something small, trying to get your attention, pay attention to. Could be, yeah, it's just something small, small little feeling, something out of the corner of your eye, trying to catch your attention. Should, unless you have, chronic anxiety, there shouldn't be like a strong anxious feeling or fear associated with it. Just a little something to pay attention to. And then we have Share Your Voice, Come Out of the Cave, Persecution, Expression. So this is something that's ready to be sort of born into the real world, exposed, expressed, meeting with reality here, sharing your voice. It's time for you to say something or speak out about something. Maybe you just have this little feeling, maybe you're going to be the one that's like, hey guys, I don't think this is a good idea, as your people group is trying to do some crazy plan. Sharing your voice coming out of the cave. So expressing something, you've held it tucked away for a little bit, but you're going to have a moment where it's time for you to say this thing. It's time for you to express this thing, Leo. And it's been tucked away. You've kept it hidden and tucked away, but it's time to kind of come out and express something about yourself. Coming out of the closet is a great metaphor for lots of things, not just sexual orientation, but just something you've kind of kept hidden and kept to yourself. It's time to express it, share your voice. You have something unique to say. You maybe were afraid to say it in the past, worried about how it would be received, worried that the world wasn't ready to hear what you had to say. But now it's time to speak up, and you'll get a little hint, a little niggle about when that time might be. All right, Leo, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Okay, again, a couple energies here that are floating through the other signs as well, which I always find interesting because they usually come out in different locations. So it's like the energy is here sort of in the world, but it's affecting other people, everybody differently. And what I find interesting is this one right here, this 9 of Pentacles came out on the upright with Cancer just now. But it's in the same place. It just has a different meaning now. So we have the Hermit card in your recent past. Lots of time alone. Maybe some time being single, maybe some time being alone. But here you were trying to get in touch with your own North Star, right? Your own guidance system. I love how there are these ships here about, sort of navigating through life using the stars. You've got a North Star. I love how it's also depicted as a lighthouse. You've got your own lighthouse that steers you and helps guide you. And it's your own personal lighthouse. It's your own personal North Star. It's, really, this is reminding me, this mermaid on this lighthouse definitely reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. And it definitely, the Hermit card always reminds me of Jack Sparrow's broken compass that only ever points to what he truly wants. And so that's a little bit of where you've been. You've been sort of in this hermit mode, maybe sequestered away, spending some time alone, really finding that North Star, figuring out what your next move is, what your unique next move is. This is having to work solo, needing to just trust your own intuition, not having a big grand vision, but needing the next steps to come from your own unique vision. So I like it too, because we have this, like, you've been sort of sequestered in this cave, you've been hermited away in this cave, thinking about what you really want to say, thinking about your next steps, thinking about how you're going to come out of this. And that's a lot of the hermit energy too, is being sort of sequestered away. You know, she's isolated here on her lighthouse, but it's getting in touch with that inner light, and then coming out into the world with what you have to say and what you've discovered here about yourself and your own unique voice. So we have the Hermit card in your recent past, and I think it's referencing this sort of hermiting away in a cave, developing your own unique expressions. In your current situation, you have Three of Pentacles. There's a team here. This definitely, the Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles is about teamwork. It's about people that come together to work together to create something. So you're assembling the team here. Each person is very unique, brings unique skills, brings unique knowledge, ability levels, all of that. So that you can all work together. You might be the ringleader, or you might just be a member of this, but the team is working together. The team is coming, you've come out of a time of isolation. Maybe you've honed some sort of skill, some sort of ability here, and now the team is, now you're bringing this ability, you're bringing your own unique vision out into some sort of team environment, which again, I think really echoes this. I really like this one too, and trust the niggle, because somehow we do have a team here too. We have parts of you that can see, parts that can't see, but it is, I don't know if this would be the Three of Pentacles, but we've got three beings here. So working together as a team, and there doesn't just have to be three team members, right? It can just be a team, and it has to do with work and accomplishing something, achieving something as a group. In your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, we have Nine of Swords. And that's really funny, because the trust and niggle, I was like, oh, this would be a hard card for someone with anxiety. And in your inner landscape, you have the Nightmare card. So she's safe in her bed, but man, she cannot sleep. She is worried about things. She's spooked, seeing ghosts, seeing monsters everywhere, not able to sleep, not able to rest, not able to relax, because the mind is very busy, picking out shadows that could be something else. The lamp that seems so benign in the daylight suddenly looks terrifying in the night. So something that's keeping you up at night, very worried, a lot of anxiety. You might have anxieties and fears about what this thing that you're working on is. You could have anxieties and fears about your own journey, your own path. Are you doing it right? So your inner landscape, your hopes, your fears, inside that slot, we've got fears, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worries, seeing things that aren't there. Because she's technically safe in her bed. The only issue is in her mind, in her vision. So anxiety, your fears are fears. You're afraid of fear. Yeah, you've got anxiety dealing with that. And that's the Nightmare card. It's not that the nightmare is real, but it feels real. So, but she's technically safe in her bed. There's a ring here. It's like she's committed to something. She's committed to something, but maybe isn't quite sure she can pull it off, or is having a lot of fears and anxieties about this commitment. What's at issue here? We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Not really a sense of ownership. Maybe a sense of having reaped rewards without really having done the work. Or maybe a sense of having done the work, but not quite sure what the rewards actually are. There's a sense of not really knowing where you stand, or having not been successful. Maybe you were successful for a time, but there's a sense of not feeling successful right now. Not really feeling that whatever success you're experiencing is yours, or is permanent, or is something you can rely on, which hence these fears that whatever you've achieved maybe was with the help of others, and you're questioning your worth and your ability to achieve something. And did you contribute enough to this group project? Or the success really, seems to belong to somebody else, not to you, especially if you've been working in this group. Who owns the success of that? But the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles, should that have been in the upright, would have been more about personal success, personal gain, owning something and owning that success and knowing that you've worked hard for it. So in the reverse, maybe you don't feel like you've worked hard enough for something, or maybe there's something that looks like success in your life, but you don't really feel a sense of ownership for you, or that you really earned it. Or there could be, some sort of lack of ownership over the success. If there is success there, you're not sure it's yours, and you're not sure you're entitled to it. And maybe you wouldn't even go around telling people that you were successful in this thing, because you have these sort of doubts, sort of imposter syndrome situation here with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Not really feeling like if there is success here, that you really earned it, or it was really for you. So that could be part of what your fears are, is that you didn't really earn this, that this isn't really your success, that it was just sort of good luck, or somebody else's work, or someone else did something and you benefited from it, and you know that, or you feel like you know that, right? You don't know that, because a lot of success isn't solo ventures. It's everybody working together. So there might be a sense of, not having success, not having succeeded, worked at something and the crop has failed and the situation never got off the ground, or if it did, it just puttered along and then died. Or having lost success, having been successful at some point and then having lost that sense of pride, that sense of ownership over that success, and having lost that. So something having to do with success, with a lot of work and questions about that. Was it enough? Why did it go away? Was I enough? Was it my success or someone else's success? And a lot of questions about that. In your environment, you have the Star card. So I like this, because this is like, this is telling me that there might actually be success in your environment. The stars, the light's shining on you. You're in the spotlight. This is a cosmic spotlight moment, a rendezvous point, some sort of with your destiny here. The Star card is a date with destiny. I like how destiny is just kind of sitting there waiting for you to show up. Like, are they coming? God. Okay, they're only 3 minutes late. Chill out. So there's a bit of a date with destiny, looking towards the future, a blessing looking to be bestowed upon you. You may have a lot of doubts of whether you deserve that, but this is the Star card. And I like it too, because it's share your voice, coming out of the cave into the light. And that to me has a lot to do with the Star card, into the light, into the flow, into some sort of destined moment. You're leaving this hermit energy, being alone, trying to figure out your own path, trying to figure out what you want to do. And then externally, though, you've got the Star card. You've got this light shining on you. You've got a date with destiny. You've got divine timing here. You've got a blessing coming in. And then your to-do list, the energy you need to interact with, what you need to be focused on or working with, is this Knight of Pentacles. We have an oak tree here. Slow growth. Slow and steady wins the race, is what the Knight of Pentacles always says. Knights are communication. And this communication is going slow and steady. So share your voice, come out of your cave. You spend a lot of time alone, a lot of time possibly even honing your own unique vision, your own unique voice. And this is saying, coming out of that cave, we're not doing it all at once. We don't have a Knight of Wands here. We have a Knight of Pentacles. We have getting the lay of the land, seeing the rhythms, the patterns unfolding, and being in touch with those, having the vision. Maybe it's time for you to communicate about this vision, share this vision, but it's slow growth. We've got work to be done here. We've got a lot of work working as a team. You have some sort of vision. You have something to say, something to, I want to say, clear up. You have something to say, but it's slow and steady. You're going to be very methodical about this. We're not jumping forward. We're not leaping into something. We are slow and steady, carefully, step by step, building something. Building our success. We do have 3 Pentacle cards here. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse, 3 of Pentacles teamwork, and Knight of Pentacles. So it is a little bit like work, time, money, heavy, tangibles, heavy reading, focus. So Knight of Pentacles, plodding forward, moving forward with a communication, slow and steady. We don't need to be zipping back and forth at 2 o'clock in the morning with messages. This can be, slow messages, understanding, letting what the other person is communicating to you sort of seep in, hearing it, listening to it, understanding the ramifications for it, asking clarifying questions, moving this communication very slowly, very steadily, making sure we're checking for understanding, making sure we're checking that we heard correctly, asking questions, clarifying questions before we say our piece, before we say anything. So it's just a slow and steady communication, trying to understand the whole thing before you make any sudden moves. A possible outcome where you might be going, I don't like this. Why did we do this? What are you trying to say? Is this a warning? What's going on here? Possible outcome, 3 of Swords, heartbreak. You may be breaking somebody's heart. You may be swords being communication. Somebody here, you or somebody else may get wounded, may get hurt by fast-moving energy, by fast-moving communication, right? These are arrows. So maybe I'm seeing that as a warning. The Knight of Pentacles, the way to go here is slow and steady communication. Even if you're revealing something about yourself, slow and steady, looking for the response, looking to understand how they're going to respond. It could be that if you move too fast, this is where you're going. This 3 of Swords. Or it could be that what you have to say, what you have to communicate is going to be heartbreaking for somebody. So you want to move that very slowly, very carefully, very intentionally. The Knight of Pentacles is full of intention. 3 of Swords, this looks like unintentional. Words are said, things are said, ouch, pain. It comes in really fast, really sudden. He did not see these swords coming. These arrows, right? Arrows can be lobbed at quite a distance. They're not daggers where you see your opponent and they're right in your face and you've been involved in hand-to-hand combat for 10 minutes. This can be very sneaky, sudden, coming up on you very suddenly, or coming up on someone very quickly and very suddenly. Our Knight of Pentacles is a warning very clearly against any sudden moves, any sudden revelations, but communicating slow and steady, understanding with a lot of understanding and intention. 3 of Swords is, you did not see this coming. Blindsided heartbreak, which can't possibly help this situation right here. This 9 of Swords is fears and anxieties. But we also can't control things. We can't control other people. We can't control, a lot of stuff. So maybe this 9 of Swords is anxiety. It might have something real in it. Maybe it's, your job. Let's just focus on your work right now. Your job is to be very intentional with your communication, to be slow, be steady, listen, and react very slowly. Allow things to settle before you react. You're not going to get things hopped up and buzzing, and we don't need to respond or text back right away. We can even text back a little emoji about the thinking cloud. I'm going to think about this response before I respond to it, or asking clarifying questions. So your job right now is to have very careful, slow-moving communication. It may not prevent this 3 of Swords, but it may prevent the 3 of Swords. The fast-moving, blindsided heartache here coming out of nowhere. You have a couple 3s here, though. We have the 3 sisters here on this Trust the Niggle. It's like you're not looking, another part of you is not looking. There's like a lot of not looking, and then there's part of you that sees. There's a very faint part of you that sees the truth and sees something. And it's like that partial truth can cause so much anxiety and so much fear. Knowing that you don't know the whole story, knowing that you only know something, or you saw something, or you sense something's off, knowing that can be quite a difficult, nightmare, as far as like knowing you're being lied to, but not knowing how or what or why can create a lot of anxiety. All right, so Leo, I can't say that was my favorite reading I've ever done, but you'll survive and you'll live to fight another day, and you're going to be okay. So anyway, I hope you found this reading helpful. And thank you for your likes, subscribes, and comments, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Best of luck.